Okay, perfect. That's better. Then again, welcome here in Lugano and to this conference. It's always a pleasure to meet so many colleagues here and to speak about HPC and training, understanding what this technology can and for science. And since CSCS is, let's say, a co-organizer of the conference, I also have the opportunity to tell you a little bit about our center and what happened during the last year. It's important to show that HPC is not here in Lugano only during the 3 days of the conference, but all the year long we are doing HPC here in Ticino and Lugano with CSCS, and just wanted to a little bit of what happened here in the last 12 months. So on one side, a very important step for our organization. Maybe you know that the CSCS is member of the PRAISE for advanced computing in Europe since the beginning. But what happened last year that we became the fifth hosting member. So this means that we made available a part of which is the largest supercomputer in Europe, also to the calls of PRAISE, so that other scientists in Europe can use our infrastructure to do science. What is good about this solution is in one way we have people from outside Switzerland can use PITSDINT and use the very specific architecture of PITSDINT, which you know is based on a hybrid partition with CPU and GPUs. And the other side we have the scientists in Switzerland that can also access the other system in Europe with their specific architecture. So it's really a very good exchange we do have, and that is time of the signature of this becoming the fifth hosting member. Then we also had a project inside CSCS, so we upgraded PITSDINT in 2016, so 2000 was a very quiet year, what related to the, let's say, the computing power, but where we invested again was in storage, and specifically in offline storage, in a very old-fashioned tape library, but to store a lot of data, and what we see is really an increased need in storage capacity at the center. We are entering in different collaborations inside Switzerland. For example, we are now storing the data Scherer Institute. We have a collaboration, which is a research center near to Zurich, where they have the Swiss Light Source on Swissfell, which are some accelerators producing a lot of data, and we are storing now in Lugano offline, and we are studying what also the possibilities will be also to analyze this data. About analyzing scientific data, we have a much longer history, because since more than 10 years now, analyzing the data which is coming from Geneva, from the CERN, from the LHC accelerator, and there we get about 40 terabytes of data every day to be analyzed, and we see really a trend in Switzerland using more and more data, and the need to one side analyze this data, do simulations, and then store this data. And this was an important step with this library. We are now able to put offline about petabyte of data, but if there is additional need, we could go without problems to about 1 exabyte of data. And then it's your problem to find a way to access the data, and you can discuss using this conference how to access, how to manipulate all this information. We are also, this is not the only conference, only the single workshop. We are working together. We think that it's important to meet to discuss about HPC, a technical conference, but we also have conferences which are more related about science. What can science do using HPC? And this is the goal of the PASC conference, PASC Platform Scientific Computing Conference. Now we are already for 5 years, And last year, 2017, we were here in Lugano. It's about 450 people attending the conference, discussing bringing together different scientific fields, scientists from different scientific worlds that have in part a different language, but they also have common problems to discuss how to use the HPC to solve the problem to new challenges. And this was here in Lugano this year in 2018, and we'll do some advertising at the end of my talk. We will meet in Basel, and then in 2019 we'll meet in Zurich again. And what is important about this conference is also sponsored by ACM SIG HPC. It's the same people, the same association who is sponsoring the supercomputing conference in the United States, and we are the, let's say, the second largest conference they are sponsoring, and we have different tracks. We have a mini symposia, we have poster, and very important, we have a paper track by ACM. And you can see two nice pictures just outside here where we had the poster session. CSCS is very committed also to training, and remember Gila conference also today is about education and training. And for example, we were working together with the Università della Svizzera Italiana again and again, organizing summer schools here. We were on the mountain. Nice view on Lugano, on the lake of Lugano. We organized a summer school, and if you have people interested in getting involved in HPC, just remember them to look on the web pages of CSCS when the people register and ask to participate. And we had about 30 participants, 1 week long or 2 weeks long. I forgot how long the school is, but it's really a very nice time, and people content so they cannot get too distracted from the outside world, and they can really understand how HPC is working. Again, we are also organizing an Aero hack. We had about 10 development teams. The goal, every development team comes with a challenge they have to solve. They want to be able to use better and better the HPC system that are available, and then they have 5 people per group, and they meet during 1 week, and very hard working day and night. And you have the table. We are typically in very nice hotels, or we go also to the mountains and work in solving their challenging and improving their codes. And this is, I just added a list of the different events we are organizing, the different trainings we are organizing at CSCS during the year. Every month there is something which is happening, and we go from very practical things like introduction to programming in Pascal P100, a discussion about older processor, inter-KNL, we have different and so on. So, and also about, trainings about data science. This is our commitment. And finally, in the outreach part, we would like to invite you. We are participating in the largest international conferences. One is the ISC in Germany and supercomputing. We always have there booth, very Swiss, I have to agree, it's very, but we so we would like to invite you to join us, also not today, but in these 2 additional times in year. We have nice chocolate, we have a nice coffee, and we have nice people at the booth. There we have colleagues from all over Switzerland, so we try to have a community booth, because Switzerland is a small country and we have to work together. That's why you will meet people from Lausanne or Zurich or from all around Switzerland to meet and to discuss about HPC and the future plan we do have. You see we have with Colin and the press, and you see that the communication group of CSCS always in the serving center. What whatever is happening. And what I would like is to wish you is to have a great conference. I would like to thank Gilad, Hussein, and Cindy for all their work they are doing. And to meet again will be during the PASC 18 conference. You can see the dates here. We will meet from July 2 to 4 at the Congress Center in Basel, which will be a very nice place where big conferences. And so you can look here, PASC18.org or PASC18PASCconference.org. It's now time to register. I hope to see many of you also there in Basel. Have a great conference. Thank you very much.